Hey YouTube, Joseph Fulmer here, and well, I'm back to working on the Valkyrie again. I've been needing to do this for a long time. I finally ordered the part, but what I'm going to have to do is I need to replace the high beam turn signal horn switch. As you can see, here is my new used one here. My turn signal switch there in the middle broke off on me. The high beam's been acting funky for a little while now anyway, and so we're going to change this out. Now I got this one I bought used from, hopefully you can get a good shot at that, Pinwall Cycle Parts Incorporated. www.pinwallcycle.com. They actually buy, I don't know, wrecked bikes with title issues and part them out, and so it's a used part, but I paid $30 for it with free shipping, as opposed to $70 for a new one online, or roughly I think $100 directly from Honda. So, you know, that's a pretty good deal. And since it is eBay that I bought it through, if I have any issues with it, I shouldn't have any trouble returning it and getting my money back, or, you know, getting a different one. So all you should really need, I think, to install this is a Phillips screwdriver. Now, there's two different wires that come out of this. There's one right here that runs up to the clutch, basically the clutch cutout switch, that you just unplug their two blade connectors, and then the other wire harness that, if you follow it, runs down into the inner fairing here. So I'm going to have to take this piece of the inner fairing off, which is just Phillips screws. And it's just Phillips screws to hold this on, and I will have to disconnect and reconnect the clutch cable, but that's not a big deal. So I'm going to let you guys hang out right back here. Well, now guys, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see back in here, but this wire that goes to this plug-in up inside this boot is the one that I need to separate. There goes my inner fairing. We're just going to very gently let it hang, hopefully. And then need to figure out how that locks together. Okay, let me put you back down. So I have to get that out. And I'll take her little screwdriver. That screw out. And there's diagonal from it. Take that one out. Gently separate our housing here, because we gotta get the clutch cable loose now. Okay, let's see if I can slide this grip out. There we go. Let me give you a little more room now. I can get that out. And I should. I can get this down where I can rotate it around. Just be able to disconnect the clutch cable. There we go. Now I can disconnect that. Or not the clutch. I keep saying the clutch. The choke. Okay. Then I have two plug-ins back there. And then I'm going to cut these two zip ties. Okay. Then we'll just thread the rest of our choke cable out. Oh, come on. like that. Alrighty, now it's time to put the new one on. It's got a few scratches, but they showed me all the scratches in the pictures, and I'm not terribly worried about it. If I was, I could probably swap the housings over, but the scratches are not a major concern for me. Now, I'm actually going to take that out, since my other one is still just fine, and I won't have to pull the grip completely off as long as I do that. I can leave the grip on. Then we'll slide the cable on. Thread it in about 4 turns, roughly where it was. And then I can fish the cable out here. There we go. Cable end back into the hole here. Slide it down a bit, rotate it back around, and as we do, slide that lower housing up into place. The upper housing, same thing. Okay, I'm going to slide actually pins into the proper location on the long screw up here. Make sure it's turning my chokes all the way back off again. All right. Short screw in the back. Plug our 2 wires, put them over there, and they plug on to that switch, just like that. Your clutch safety switch. Hopefully you guys can see that. And these, take them down. Get them into that retainer, and then we need to fish them around that fork. Okay, and then they come down, it plugs in. Alright, should plug in just like that. No, it doesn't. It goes that way. There we go. Okay. And we'll tuck all those back up inside of that boot. Okay. They won't tuck back up out of the way where they were. Pull our extra slack through the steering neck. And then fairing back in. And with any luck, there we go. sure everything works. Okay, well, that's all functioning properly now. So we'll go ahead and tighten our fairing back up. Alright guys, now I got to figure out why my high beam's not working, but got everything else functioning again. So do me a favor, if you like the video, please rate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell if you've already subscribed. And if you have any questions, as always, drop them down in the comment section. I'd be more than happy to answer for you. And guys, don't forget, get out there, get your hands dirty. You might have a little fun doing it. We'll see you on the next one.